One does.
You
I think
overturned
everyone
Roe,
does, yeah.
and you want abortion to be a states' rights issue. In Florida, the state that you are a resident of, there's an abortion-related amendment on the ballot to overturn the 6-week ban in Florida. How are you going to vote on that?
Well, I think the 6 week is too short. It has to be more time, and so and I've told them that I want more weeks.
So you'll vote in favor of the amendment?
I'm voting that I am going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks. Look, just so you understand. I will stand proudly in defense of innocent life, just as I did for 4 very powerful, strong years. Because every child, born and unborn, is a sacred gift from God.
Partial birth abortion, the eliminating of abortion in the 3rd trimester, big issue in Washington. Would President Trump ban partial birth abortion?
Well, look, I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion. I hate it. I hate everything it stands for. I cringe when I listen to people debating the subject. But I just believe in choice. And again, it may be a little bit of a New York background because there is some different attitude in different parts of the country. And, you know, I was raised in New York and grew up and work and everything else in New York City. But I am strongly for choice, and yet I hate the concept of abortion.
But you would not ban it?
No.
Or ban partial birth abortion?
No, I am pro-choice in every respect and as far as it goes, but I just hate it. We'll get something done where everyone is going to be very satisfied. I believe that.
On the national level and national level?
I think we'll get it done on some level. It could be on different levels, but we're going to get it done. I know the issue very well. I think I know the issue better than most, and we will get that taken care of. I strongly supported the House of Representatives' pain-capable bill, which would end painful late-term abortions nationwide. And I call upon the Senate to pass this important law and send it to my desk for signing. And that issue has become a much smaller issue since this has originally happened, when everyone said, oh, you're taking away the right to abortion.
They were saying you elevated this movement and that you made them feel included. Others are saying you're doing this for politics. It's an election year. When was the moment when you went from pro-choice to pro-life? Was there a moment?
Well, it was, and there was a specific moment, and it was quite a while ago, but it was something that's turned out to be even more, I think probably even more of a truth than I would have thought at the time. But it's just an honor to be here today. You know, they have tens of thousands of people outside too, Raymond.
Yeah.
So this was their all-time record, and I think they beat it by a lot. And incredible people. They're just incredible people.
I got to ask.
Project 2025 lays out how Trump and MAGA Republicans would try to ban abortion nationwide and how they would go to extreme lengths to control women's bodies and lives. It is written plain and simple in their blueprint for a second Trump administration. It details how they would try to ban medication abortion nationwide, how they would try to enshrine fetal personhood into law, which would not just ban abortion, but also end IVF as we know it, and put access to birth control in jeopardy. Trump and MAGA Republicans want to put in place an invasive abortion data tracking system. They want to abandon women in medical emergencies who desperately need life-saving abortion care, and so much more. Project 2025 lays out the truly dystopian reality that Trump and MAGA Republicans would push for should they get power. This is what is at stake, and why Senate Democrats will keep working to protect reproductive freedom.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Anthony DeVolder. I recently founded a movement called United for Trump on Facebook. Our first rally was the rally last Saturday in Fifth Avenue, where Brandon and Barbara were in attendance. I'm one of the co-founders for that organization. As a gay man and having always been a Republican, I've always had a lot of controversy around that because I'm pro-life, I'm gay, I'm a Republican, and also my parents are immigrants. So a lot of people would say, wow, you like compiling minorities. God damn it. Yeah, it's a hobby. What I see personally with the issue at hand as far as abortion goes is we're too focused in creating a fast solution to a problem instead of educating people on how to not get pregnant. Right. How about not getting pregnant, and how about avoiding to having to abort kids. That's where I see the problem is. We're spending too much money indoctrinating people on how to kill a life instead of avoiding to create a life. I mean, condoms, and we can go on and on here, and there's so many options. I mean, I don't see the necessity for us to have this alarming rate of, abortion, not only here in New York, but we're talking, countrywide, globally, whatever the case is. I don't see, as you said, there is no choice. The choice is death, and that's not a choice, because to me that's infanticide, not even abortion. And I can't stand here. And again, as I said, for being a gay registered Republican since I was 18, and that was 13 years ago, I've gotten a lot of heat for always voting red, and I don't regret it. And I am from Jackson Heights, Queens, and I know what goes on there as far as MS-13 and gangs, and it goes on and on. So I just wanted to thank Brandon for this movement. I mean, I'm not a walk away, but I sure love the message, and I can't wait to see this blow up in their faces in 2020. Woo!
He's a walk with.
Walk with.
Long ago that even people who are very far left or were very far left would even admit that it was a terrible decision for a woman to have to make if she had to make the decision to have an abortion, and that it affects the woman, it affects the child, obviously in irreversible ways. But now it seems to be championed in a way, and people are advocating for you to have an abortion as opposed, Nicole, to giving you the choice to choose whatever you want. It's terrible, and it honestly seems like there's a moral decay that is set in our society, and I think it's contributed to some of this.
And you've seen this, David.
Meet Jason Miller. He's a deadbeat dad making over $500,000 a year while fighting against just $3,000 a month in financial support for his own child. A child he had following an affair he participated in despite being married. This is a man who has admitted hiring prostitutes for years, who had to step down from a job after he was accused of drugging a stripper with an abortion pill. Jason's character isn't some Washington rumor. It's a matter of court record. In deposition over his failure to pay child support, he was asked, "You lied to your former mistress about sleeping with your current mistress, right?" His answer, "Correct." So who would still hire a guy like Jason Miller, especially as an advisor? Oh, Donald Trump.
I have the best people in the world. I think we're doing an extraordinary job.
You hit the nail on the head.
She can't. I just did an interview backstage. She was a very terrible person, but she was okay, actually. NBC fake news. It was NBC fake news. She asked me about all sorts of things. She asked me about abortion, and I handled it very nicely because you know what? That's so overplayed. We have abortion. We have the whole thing brought back into the states where it belongs. That's where everybody wanted it for years and years and years.
You overturned,
well, everyone does.
You
I think
overturned
everyone
Roe,
does, yeah.
And you want abortion to be a states' rights issue. In Florida, the state that you are a resident of, there's an abortion-related amendment on the ballot to overturn the 6-week ban in Florida. How are you going to vote on that?
Well, I think the 6 week is too short. It has to be more time, and so and I've told them that I want more weeks.
So you'll vote in favor of the amendment?
I'm voting that I am going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks. Look, just so you understand, everybody wanted Roe v. Wade terminated for years, 52 years. I got it done. They wanted it to go back to the states. Exceptions are very important for me, for Ronald Reagan, for others that have navigated this very, very interesting and difficult path.